Welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and another episode of Cash or Trash, where we look at the hot comics of last week and make predictions sure to go wrong. And as always, I got my man Marcus. Circumstances here with me. What's going on, sir?
It's a great day to be alive. Another comic book week, and I'm excited about the final issue of Deviant this Wednesday, so I'm ready to go.
There you go. It's a good week, and you got a few things coming up this week that I'm not going to get to go to. So I'm
Planet Comic-Con, baby. I got my press pass. I'm ready to go.
Nice. Good for you. Good for you. I did go, and we are mostly out of the boot, but we're in basically a small version of a boot now. The post-op shoe is basically a mini boot. Basically what it amounts to. But we are not yet that mobile. So they're like, you can start working toward like 2,000 steps a day. I'm like, oh, great. So, yeah.
Is it feeling like it was worth it at this point, or is it still up in the air?
I mean, so far it's been less pain, but I also haven't really been like on it like normal yet. So we're not yet to the fully recovered stage. So we'll see. I think we're going to be better. So we had our man Key in here tailgate early. What is going on, sir? Unruly was also in here early.
Our man is here.
Yeah, as was Gordon. Talking about the D&D game I missed last night. I was not feeling good all weekend. I think it was mostly just allergies, but like after that 70-mile-an-hour wind and stuff we got and the warm weather and stuff, I felt like crap all weekend, but feeling better today, although still stuffed, if you can probably hear that in my voice. My man John was in here early. What is going on? Money Ray, Planet Week. Yeah, you guys suck. You get to go. Funk Comics 814 is in the house. What's going on, sir? Deep House is here as usual. Thank you, sir. Some guy liked the stream. I always appreciate that when you like the stream. Let's see. He's like, got Irish cream and whiskey. There you go. That's the way to start a Monday. So, yes, we are doing Cash or Trash. Before we dig into that, so I don't forget, because I have a tendency to, I got to thank my members. Appreciate all of those folks, including Marcus, who is and Unruly, who are already in the stream, and Monty Ray, for being members of the channel. I appreciate you guys helping me offset some of my costs to keep doing this. So thank you very much. Hopefully we get a few more members, and we'll start doing some giveaways and some other stuff to like benefit those folks. All right. Yeah. So what are we doing here? This is Cash or Trash, where we look at the hot comics. On Saturdays, I put out the look back video where we see what happened with these comics after 6 months. This is the video where Marcus and I are like making predictions for that video. What do we think is going to happen? Are these good investments right now? Are these books you should be patient on? And how we do that is we throw them into categories. So our categories, as always, are Street Cash, homie. Books that we expect to continue to increase in value. But usually when we talk about a Street Cash book, we're talking about like a legit old school key that, it's going to continue to go up no matter what's going on right now, or something that like long term, it's probably got good value, but right now maybe you still want to be an I'll be back or something on it right now. We got our worth it books that are priced about right. You may not gain anything, but you ain't going to lose nothing if you buy in right now. We got our I'll be backs, flip side of that worth it. You're probably not going to lose much money if you buy in now, but you might be able to find a better deal if you're patient. We got our traps. These are books that are going to drop 30, 40, 50%. These are books that are just not worth whatever is going on now that's causing people to have interest in the book is not going to sustain. And then, of course, our dumpster fires. And we get a couple of these every week. These are books that are going to drop 60, 70, 80% that are just fundamentally not worth what people are paying for right now. And then occasionally we'll throw in a, whatever, people are chasing it, but it's not really going for much, so it's no big deal. And of course, Marcus has always got his, for classic books, get in at your price.
Get in where you fit in.
You get in where you fit in. So, all right, let's see. Looks like we got a few more people showing up. We got my man aggressively relaxing, saying bye, bye, bye. What's going on, sir? Go, Jira. Hello, sir. Hello. And we got Geezer Skate Company. What is happening? It's happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Yes. From Texas. And actually Marcus has got his Comics Curing Cancer shirt on today, so that is always something we want to pitch If you don't know about that, go check out Rob's Fat Stacks. They're constantly raising money for comics curing cancer. They've got their own thing within the American Cancer Society at this point. Like they make big deal. They've been last 2 years they've both went over $50,000
over 50 G's the past 2
in
years.
their
We're
annual
looking to get
effort.
55. Looking to get 55 this year. Of course, it goes all year round. They do promotions and stuff all year round. Plug into Instagram, Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram for more information. I think they have a website now, comicscuringcancer.org. And of course, the big event is in October. So plug in so you can be ready for that. And the great thing about the event, since we're talking about it, is you get to get awesome steals on awesome books, awesome slabs, awesome comic book nerd stuff, and it's tax deductible. I just put in my tax. I put in my charity for Comics Curing Cancer into my taxes just yesterday, actually. So you're buying cool stuff and it's tax deductible. You can't beat that, guys. Plug in.
Yeah. We got Dan's Hobby Corner hanging out with us. Hello, sir. How are you? And Tacoma in the house. He has arrived, and I appreciate it. So let's dig into this. Let's not wait any more time. We got 18 books to talk about this week. Last week, go ahead and talk about 12. This week, we got to talk about 18. So it's going to take a minute. Let's dig in here. We got Impact winner on the list for a second week in a row. Last week, we were saying I'll be back, almost trapped when it was 10 to 35. At this point, this book that's been optioned by Netflix is now going for 30 to 60. Marcus, your thoughts?
And, we've talked about option news many times, particularly Netflix. You never want to run out and buy the book on option news. My best examples of this are Shadecraft 2021 optioned. Haven't seen anything from it. Noctera 2021 optioned. Haven't seen anything of it. So that was 4 years ago now, guys. So even if this does become something we're so
children is what 4
well,
years.
that one's a bit different because its price is maintained, whereas the other ones are more.
But I mean, even a book like that is like hasn't actually gotten that has a lot of love that we know is going to get made. It's still taken like 4 or 5 years. Like, and that's something they probably are trying to fast track. So.
Yes, because there's a lot more hype around that book than this book. That's not to say this book isn't awesome. I'm sure it is, but like we're 5, 6, maybe 10 years from it being anything on Scream. So running out right now and paying premium for it makes absolutely zero sense. And anybody who watches this show, you should know that already. I'm not telling you anything.
Hey, Nerdy Geek, what's going on? And I do feel much better, although we're still like struggling to breathe. But we appreciate you, Dan. We do appreciate you. Next, gotta get this where I can actually click on it. We got Berserker #1. Basically, we got some updates here, which is what caused us to hit the list again. Justin Lin is involved in the production, who directed some of the Fast and the Furious movies, which is why this is hitting the list now. Still only a $5 to $15 book. 9.8, still 60 to 100. This is a book that had a huge print run. People knew this was an option before it hit the stands. People knew about it.
500,000 copies of this one.
There was huge orders on this one. Your thoughts, Marcus?
I think this is a straight cash. Get in before it's too late. Spend as much money as you can, and you can buy some from me, $50 each. Just message me. Let me know.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Obviously, there's a lot of problems with this book. Number one, there's the print count. Over 500,000 copies of this book, so that's going to far out. It's going to far outweigh any demand that comic book people can give it. But obviously, there's appeal to non-comic book people with Keanu Reeves, so it has potential future even with that large print count. But this has been optioned for some time. We've been waiting for some time. We're going to wait a lot longer. I would not pay more than $5 for this. That's insane.
Yeah, there's no reason to chase this at any kind of premium because there's a lot of them, and we've been talking about this over and over again since it came out in 21, and we're still waiting on some sort of actual. I think an animated series is supposedly not as far off, but like the live action is still a ways off, and it's going to be a while. And even when it happens, it's probably not going to jump huge. It'll jump a little bit.
Should still be, there's so many copies, guys. Yeah. So many.
John, you're not late. We're only on book 2. You're okay. So, all right, next we got Invincible #1. Obviously hitting the list because we're wrapping up Invincible season 3 right now. We got the first appearance of Invincible and Omni-Man in this book. Raw copies $850 to $1,500. 9.8 going for $45. To give you an idea, the book had been sitting for the most part around like 3 to 35 for a 9.8. So a little bit of a jump there. Obviously a book that maintains a lot of value even when the season's not happening, but obviously right now a little bit of a premium because the season just came out. Your thoughts, Marcus?
This is kind of a get in where you fit in book at this point, right? It's
Yeah.
22 years old. It's been hot for a long time. It's remained on lists. It has its own series. So this is becoming a get in where you fit in book for me, especially at this price. So if you want this book, theoretically, you've been looking for this book and you're going to pay the price that you're willing to pay. That said, now is probably not the best time. Let this one go into off season for a bit and you're going to get much cheaper prices. So I'll be back.
Yeah. I mean, basically, if you look at the history of this book, like it jumped huge. It got up to like a $6,000 book for back during the comic boom and when season 1 was coming out. Since then, it's taken these little upticks when season 2 came out and then now with season 3. But otherwise, it's pretty much been setting pretty steady in like that 3 to 3,500. So this little uptick most likely isn't going to last. Yeah, like Tacoma says, it's going to settle in. When the series ended with Walking Dead, that's still a very valuable book, but not what it was when people were all about, like when the show was coming out and that kind of stuff. So, and yes, I appreciate anybody liking the stream. Always makes me feel good. So I like the stream with more style than Marcus. Well, that doesn't take a lot. So well done, John. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Next, we got more Invincible. We got second week in a row, we got Invincible number 60, The Invincible War, which is what's been happening in the show. 75 to last week when we talked about it. What was it? I got my scrolled over here where I can't see. It was 40 to 75 with a 9.8 at 250. This week it's 75 to 100 with a 9.8 at 340. And I think we're into dumpster fire territory here. There's no real key here other than this event that's in the show. Zero reason to chase it, why they're doing the event in the show. Your thoughts, Marcus?
I mean, is Spawn and Savage Dragon showing up in this book? Or are they just on the cover?
I don't remember Spawn showing up in the crossover event. I do believe Savage Dragon shows up in the crossover event.
Is there a chance that we see them in the show? That would be crazy.
I don't think. I haven't watched. I'm behind. I have not started season 3 yet. So I do not know.
That would be cool if they were.
I mean, it would be cool, but I would doubt they got the rights to put either of those characters in the show. But
yeah. Well, I mean, Comic Tom mentioned on the show, like storyline keys aren't the best keys to chase. So definitely, you see it as a dumpster fire. I probably would agree actually with the price. What, $75 to 100?
75 to 100 for a raw copy right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that does seem like a dumpster fire. I'm gonna agree.
All right, next we got Invincible Returns number 1. This it was almost sort of like an annual kind of thing. This is the first appearance of Grand Regent Thrag, who is kind of the big bad of the whole Invincible series, particularly the second half. And basically, this is just people setting up for season 4 and beyond, as we're almost to those storylines where he becomes a part of the story. $25 to $40 right now, 9.8, 170 to 207. So here you got first appearance of the big bad going for less than that event book that we just talked about. So, but he hasn't yet appeared. This one falls into the I'll be back for me, because we'll be a little while before we get to him completely. But your thoughts on this book?
Yeah, 100%. I'll be back. This character may show up. This character may be a big deal, but there's going to be a lull in between now and the next season, and then that lull is where you're going to be able to get a great price for this. So, I agree. I'll be back.
All right. Next, what we got left? We got Aliens Earth War, because apparently we're getting an Alien Earth coming to Hulu, which is supposedly a prequel to the original movie, with aliens arriving on Earth, which I don't know. I don't know all the lore with the aliens movies and know exactly how that works, that they could be here first. But anyway, that's what's happening. And because this book has that title, people are paying $8 for it. So not like lots of sales, not a big jump in value or anything here. But yeah, they're paying like double cover plus a little bit on this book. Your thoughts, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a whatever thing. $8 for a 30-year-old book. It's 35 years now.
Yeah.
That's a pretty old book. And I don't see a lot of Dark Horse Aliens books when I'm out hunting.
No.
So if you're interested and you find one for $8, I say why not? Yeah, go ahead and grab it. I don't know how
Maybe,
strong the spec is going into the future, but that's a pretty low price.
we've never known to do things that were good ideas. We're not very smart sometimes, Gordon. So I'm sure somebody would be like, we can make money. And that's where
That's what it right. Some corporation. That is
some
exactly
corporation's
how it
gonna be
is.
like, we can make money, and that's probably what would happen. So, all right, next, we'll keep moving here. We got our one only kind of cover we had this week, which is Absolute Batman #4, the Gabriel Hernandez Walta second print, 1 in 25, going for 50 to 65, so just slightly over double ratio for this 1 in 25 second print. Your thoughts, Marcus?
Wow, this one is new to me. I did not catch wind of this one, and it's getting that double ratio that you want to see, right? You want to see
No,
double
you want triple.
ratio,
You
triple.
want triple.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't see why this would be a 1 in 25 that people. I mean, I like it, but
Yeah,
it's not
like
one that I'm chasing. I feel like, and it's #4, not a special issue in any way. So
no.
yeah, I have
I'm
to
not
agree.
understanding this one. Like most of these ratios on the Absolute Batman really haven't done much. I don't see this as being a particularly special cover.
It's not.
Um, and yeah, and it's setting just above the double ratio. It's not getting up toward triple or above yet. I think it's a trap. I think this is going to be like a $25 to $35 book. Probably. Oh, somebody went flying by here. So, are you going to make an appearance on the channel for the first
We
time?
got the zoomies.
We got the zoomies. We went flying through the room here.
You might want to tell the
Yep.
audience what you're talking about since they're probably not aware.
we have a new addition to the household, but I don't think she's going to come over here. Are you going to come here? Yeah? No? Well, come here. Come
You
say
got a
hello.
little kitty cat.
Yeah, we got a cat. Nope. She started coming, then she was like, nope, I'm going to lay down right here. So, turd. All right, we'll keep going. She might make an appearance here in a second. Next. Yeah, where we at? We got Sister Imperator. New book, apparently ties to the band Ghost. Probably a fairly low print book, going 10 to 22 right out the gate. I don't know anything about this other than it's a book tied to a band that apparently people are wanting to pay a little bit of money for. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I'm reluctant to give an opinion on this because what is this? I don't know
I
what's
don't
happening with
know.
this book. So maybe don't listen to me, but yeah, I'll be back. I don't know why I would be paying a premium for a book that just came out, but I
Yeah,
guess if you're a fan, then why not?
I mean, I guess, but it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about this to really have an informed opinion, but generally on this kind of stuff, that's kind of these weird band things. Usually,
I
it depends
I
on
think it.
how much of a cult following they have and what the print count is and what this does. But like generally, you're probably better off being an I'll be back on
Yeah, I
this.
think it's safe to say
Unless
I'll be
you're
back.
huge into this band and stuff, I would say I'll be back for sure. Dress isn't high enough.
You said it.
Ghost is a good band. I don't know much about them, but yeah, I mean, I've heard the name, but I don't really know enough to be informed. So, all right, next. We got a little Batman 608 hitting the list because Hush is about to start. I think it drops here in the next week or two. I don't think it drops this week, but it starts in the next week or two. Hush 2 does. So the original hitting the list, $20 for raw copy, 9.8 at 115, only slightly up from where it normally sets. Your thoughts?
Yeah, only slightly up, but I'm still going to say I'll be back. Obviously, this has not been one of those highly sought after books in time. And the only reason it's getting buzzed now is because of the reboot of it and them coming back. So it's definitely going to come back down in the future. So hard not to say I'll be back on this one, but a cool book, though. And
Yeah,
not too expensive.
it's a great. I mean, it's a great story. It's a cool book. Great Jim Lee art. a book that's worth having, but I wouldn't necessarily try to buy when it's like a premium or whatever. Go is saying Sister Imperator was okay, but Ghost fans are digging it, which seems to be what's going on. Is the band is driving that book a little bit. The fans of the band are driving that book. So,
anything that brings people into this hobby, I'm for it.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take it. Kilted Corgi, what's going on? Far from underprinted. Very, very far. Yes, on Batman 608, very far from underprinted. So, or maybe he's talking about the
Sister Imperator. He
Sister
might have
Imperator.
been.
I don't know. So
probably means this one though.
Yeah, I think he's probably meaning this one. All right, next we got the rest of the list is all like sort of MCU related, and basically we got first up we got Marvel Superhero Secret Wars #1. This is the Russo brothers basically saying, "Hey, we're using elements from all the Secret Wars events, particularly the first one." And it's basically the comment they made. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but yeah. And so people are jumping on this again, even though they've said that more than once already. I don't know how this was news because I've literally heard them say that like the original Secret Wars was one of their big inspirations for the movies that they're working on. But hitting the list this time, $30 to $60, 9.8260. Again, not a huge jump from what this book normally sits at. Your thoughts, Marcus?
It's a cool book, and it's a book that, a lot of collectors want in their collection. I wouldn't mind having this one in my collection. But when there's buzz going about it, as we all know, this is not the time to buy these things. So while it's not too expensive, I definitely feel like you can get a cheaper price when the buzz falls off of it, because we got quite a bit of time before we see anything on screen with Secret Wars. So it's probably going to continue having buzz, but I expect it'll have a drop back before it goes nuclear for the release.
The original big event books, which I wish those original event books hadn't been so good because now we get 37 events a year. It drives me nuts. But, it's a great book. But realistically, to think storyline things are going to change the fundamental underlying value of this book, it's not. So, yeah, you want to buy this when people aren't necessarily talking about it. But at its normal kind of value. All right, next we got another book from that series because we know we're getting Doom at some point. So we got Marvel Superhero Secret Wars #10, classic Doom cover. This is where he gets, I think this is the issue where he gets the power of the Beyonder. So that's why people are jumping on this. 20 to 40, 9.8 for 205.
You're starting to cut out a little bit.
Did I cut out?
You're cutting out a little bit. You seem fine now, though.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know what you guys missed, but classic Doom cover from that event, 20 to 40, 9.8, 205. Your thoughts, Marcus?
I have not seen this cover before, which is kind of crazy. As much as I look at Key Collector and I look at comic book stuff, I'm surprised I've never seen this cover before. It's kind of a dope cover, and if you're a Doom fan, you probably need it in your collection. And it's not too expensive, but of course, you don't want to buy these things that are on the list. So even though it's cool and I kind of like it, and I don't feel like it's too expensive, it's still got to be an I'll be back. I'm thinking $10 for this one is a nice price.
I mean, it's more of a 10 to 20 than a 20.
I was going to ask who the cover artist is. Mike Zeck does not surprise me at all. Yeah, not surprising.
All right, we're going to keep moving. We got Secret Wars #2 from the 2015 event. This is the first appearance of God Emperor Doom, which of course goes back to, it was on the list last week because of the leaked concept art that may or may not be real, that looks like he's in the God Emperor costume in concept art, so whatever that means. Last week, 15 to 30, 9.8, 90 to 100. This week, 20 to 30, 9.8, 100 to 120. So just slightly up, sitting on the upper end of the range where it was last week or slightly above. Your thoughts?
Man, I want to say dumpster fire. The price isn't quite high enough to go there, but I think it's silly to chase this book based off the leaked concept art with no real guarantee that this is really where it's going. And even if it is where it's going, there's no guarantee that this is the book that's really going to be a key that people seek. It's possible, but I'm a wait and see on this one. I'll be back.
It's not. Here's my thought process on this. Even if we get God Emperor Doom in the story of this movie, or they call him that, or whatever, or he wears that costume, How much of that Illuminati book going for from the Doctor Strange movie that
Yeah, this
people
is
were
one of
paying
those.
$70, $100 for? I
Yeah,
mean, like, this is not first appearance of Doom. It's just part of the storyline. Whatever they do with Doom, it, this is not a key that I would be paying a premium for in any way, shape, or form. That's just me. But Gordon, I hear Latveria is a nice place to visit. You know, long as you follow the rule of Doom, you're good. So you do what you're told, and it's a good place to be. All right, next. We got Amazing Spider-Man number 194, first appearance of Black Cat. This was hitting the list because the rumors Sadie Sink has been cast as Spider-Man 4 as a potential love interest. I saw a thing today saying that she's going to be Mary Jane, which I thought that's what they had already twisted that for Zendaya, but who the heck knows? I've also seen things
she's
where
not Mary Jane though. She's MJ, but not Mary Jane. Her
yeah, she's
name's something
MJ,
else.
but not Mary Jane. And then there's also rumors she's going to be Gwen. I don't know where this is going, but this is a great book without that. But your thoughts on this hitting the list? Raw copies averaging around 350. I should have done a range. I didn't get a chance to do that today, but 9.8 back up to $2,000, which is not that much up from where it's been sitting. Your thoughts?
Silver Sable is an interesting guess from Kilted there, as to who Sadie's going to play. But this is definitely one of those bona fide keys. People have wanted this book for a long, long time now, and it's always going to be one of those bona fide Marvel keys, regardless of what's going on in the MCU or whatever it may be. So it's probably not the time to buy it, but it is a get in where you fit in book. So
Yeah, this is a book that honestly it's been like it was higher than this and come back down. It's been creeping back up with rumors and everything else. I don't think I put it as a worth it. I don't think a year from now you might be like, oh, I overpaid by like 5%. You're not gonna be like this is not a book that's gonna crash from it's already kind of dropped from those comic boom things. I don't think you're looking at another drop like that. I think it's gonna slowly just kind of sit here or creep slowly up. So I think you're okay. Always love Peter's cowbells, yes. So all right, next. We got Alias number 1, first appearance of Jessica Jones. Uh, so I guess there was hints in episode 3 of like the Defenders. There's also rumors that they're currently shooting at season 2 and she's in New York. The actress that played her in the Kristen Ritter, who played her in the Netflix shows. So it's got a little buzz around the Alias book. $75 for raw copy, 9.8, 175. This slides completely into an I'll be back for me, but your thoughts, sir?
yeah, I think it's an I'll be back, but it's also kind of a get in where you fit in. You know, Jessica Jones is a pretty popular character. This is a bona fide key with it being her first appearance. So, like, if you're looking for this book, theoretically, you've been looking for it. And now's maybe not the best time to buy it, but it's a get in where you fit in book for me.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Next, we got a little Punisher War Journal, number 6, the classic first Punisher versus Wolverine, Jim Lee cover. Raw coverage going for 20, 9.8 going for 90. And this is because the rumor of the Punisher special that they're supposed to be doing with John Bernthal is going to be called Punisher War Journal. But people are jumping on this book instead of Punisher War Journal number 1 because it's just a cool cover. That's not even a
It is.
Punisher cover, but
It is a cool cover, though.
so
I mean, it kind of is the Punisher cover. He's got his claws
I
going
mean
through his
it's
gear
simple,
there.
brother, but it's a Wolverine cover. But anyway, your thoughts?
And this is an early Jim Lee, I think they
Yes, this
mentioned,
is very
right?
early,
So
Jim. Well, not very early, but early.
before he was Jim Lee kind of
Yeah,
book.
before he was Jim Lee. This is 89. So
You know, Raw for such a cool cover, Raw $20 doesn't seem like such a bad deal. I'm gonna say I'll be back because now is probably not the time to buy it, and I don't think that this series is gonna really add any value to this book. So
no.
yeah, I'll be back on this one, but it is a cool book, man. I'd pay
Yeah.
$10 for it.
No, I mean it's a book that's always had value. It's always had a little bit of value, not a ton, but a little bit, just because of this cover and Jim Lee. So Wolverine always looks peeved off. So, uh, what? You gonna come here? You want to say hello to everybody? You know, I just want attention, but I don't want to hop up there. All right. Next, we got a little bit Punisher number 13. This is basically the start of a storyline where there are corrupt cops were using Punisher's logo. We're putting on a Punisher shirt to like basically commit crimes themselves. And that appears to be a storyline that's happening in the show. I haven't watched the show, but that appears to be something that's happening. So that's causing this book to hit the list. Raw copy's $15, 9.895. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really like storyline keys like that. And
Yeah.
so this being a storyline key, I'm like, I definitely don't feel like this is one to chase. It is a dope cover though. I will agree on that. But buying this, thinking it's going to blow up because of the show seems kind of silly to me. This is an I'll be back. I want to say trap, but the price isn't high enough to support that. So we'll say I'll be back.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Hey, we had John in here finally, gracing us with his presence. We got Como Comic Books. What's up, sir? So,
see you soon, Como. Can't wait.
Yeah, we're
Comic-Con.
almost at the end of the list, John. So you got here just in time. 2 books to go. We had second week in a row. We got Daredevil number 183. First battle of Daredevil and Punisher. No idea if this is happening in the show. Last week, 25, 9.8, 216. This week, 20 to 45, 9.8, 440. But that was a newsstand, even though at this time there's more newsstands than there were. Direct editions, even these newsstands still go for a little bit of a premium. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this, maybe the graded is a little trappish, but I feel like $20 for this is not a bad price in terms of the low end of it. I think I got my copy for 10, so you can probably come back later and get it for cheaper. But this is a classic book that a lot of us are going to want in our collection with the Frank Miller run and the cover. So I kind of want to say worth it, but no, we're going to go I'll be back. $10, $10 to $15 is my price range for this one.
Yeah, I think it's an I'll be back. We get away from the show, it'll go back to what it's always been.
Yeah.
I am jealous, Como, that you're going to be there, and I am not. But you guys have a whole bunch of fun, hopefully. Yeah, it's always been a popular cover in an important book. But as Alan says, don't buy now. Wait for it to come back to where it normally is. And then our last book, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 9. First appearance of White Tiger. I think we already said the spoilers for the show. Yeah. So this is a book, no reason to chase right now. Last week it was like 20 to 45, 9.8, right around 200. This week the average moved up to closer to 45, which was kind of the high end last week. 9.8 still at 200. But another book, given what's going on with the show and everything else, no reason to chase. John got that other book signed by Klaus Johnson. There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to say trap for this one. The character dies in the show, apparently. He dies in the books, and there's characters that come after this White Tiger.
Future versions of White Tiger, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's where the spec really lies, is with those potential future versions. So this is a trap for me.
And this is not even his true first appearance, as John is correct. He first appears in a magazine-sized book. I forget which one it is now. I'm blanking. So this is his first appearance in a standard comic. So, yeah. Dead Man Walking. Thank you, Deadly Hands.
I hear Daredevil's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So, literally just finished watching episode 3, and wow, nice. I just need to. I'm waiting for get a couple more episodes, and I'm going to start it. So
I'll binge it the week of the finale, and then I'll watch the finale with everybody. That's how I like to do it.
That's a pretty good policy. So that is this week's list. Let's get Marcus and I back to here. Marcus, you got anything you want to pitch before we get out of here?
Of course, Comics Curing Cancer. Check them out on Instagram, comicscuringcancer.org. Big, awesome things being pushed, and this is comic community driven. This is all of us nerds making this wonderful thing happen and hitting that $50,000 goal. So plug into that if you're not already plugged in. Monday nights here with JP, always having a good time, trashing the Hot 10 lists. Tomorrow night, FOC and Chill on my channel, where who knows what we'll talk about. We do got a little drama this week, so maybe the people want to talk about that. We'll see.
Oh,
And
drama.
of course, Wednesday nights, back with my comic book dad, Lorenzo, over at Indie Comics and Reviews, where there will be no drama, and it will be all comic books. So I'm giving you all kinds of flavors. Tune in for what you want.
There you go. This week, well, we were going to... she is not letting me pick her up, so there's going to be no first appearance tonight on the show. But we got on Thursday. I will be back. I'll be talking Little Bird with White Whale Comics. On Friday, I'll be over on this guy's channel talking a little Daredevil, Bendis Omnibus #1. So that's what I'll be doing this week beyond just my normal stuff. And you gonna bail? All right, don't make an appearance on the show. Be that way. Yeah, so I don't remember what else I got. That's all I got coming up, I think.
Whatever report.
Jealous of all the videos and stuff that come out of Planet Comic Con because I am still limited in my ability to move around, but we're getting closer. So
I'll have a good time for both of us.
There you go. So I want to thank all of you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. And yeah, we will catch you next time. Later, everybody. Where's the other?